New York for the NFL draft. Last year, we did not do this. We did it for a couple years. Last year, I was doing it virtually because I was in Rome, Italy, making a promise that my dad and I got to keep with each other. So happy to be back here with Al Romano. Ironic that the draft is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Al Romano left Central New York to go to Pittsburgh to play for the Panthers in college and win a national championship with Pitt and Tony Dorsett on the team at the time. And then we have Jeff Cookie Cook, the Beeville Bills backers president. So happy to be here with some Buffalo. I thought about wearing my Flutie jersey tonight. I really did. But I ended up wearing my Jaguars number 13 in honor of my grandfather, says Cavino on the back for my grandpa. The Jaguars, I believe for the first time ever, do not have a pick in the first round because they traded away their pick for Travis Hunter last year when they moved up from 5 to 2. So, Al, happy to have you. Cookie, happy to have you. How you guys doing?
Happy to be here. Doing well.
So we're going to do things a little bit differently this year. Normally we go a lot earlier and we do the whole mock draft. What we're going to do is we're going to go pick by pick, 1 through 32. We're going to do our mock draft, but we're going to stick around during the draft itself to analyze the draft. So we're going to watch the draft as it happens. We'll let you know as the picks come in the first round. So we'll be going through our mock draft now here on Wake Up Call from Pizza Man on the stage on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. And after we give our picks 1 through 32, we will then go into the draft itself and see if we were right, and we'll assess and analyze as it goes. So pick number 1 overall, I think, is a consensus here. And I'm going to defer to, we're going to go down the line here. So Cookie, I'll start with you. The Raiders' number 1 overall pick. The Raiders' needs are everything. They need a quarterback. They need a running back. They need a wide receiver. They kind of don't need a tight end, but they need somebody who can get them the ball. They need an offensive line, a defensive line, and they probably need every other position on defense. So, Cookie, who will the Raiders take with the number 1 pick?
Running back might be the only one they don't need with Genty last year.
That's true, if they can block for him.
I mean, they're obviously going Mendoza. I mean, we can get one on the board. You know, everyone needs a win to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all they're talking about, so that's all they're talking about.
Make sure you hold that to you, Al. We got to hear you. Don't eat it. All right.
No, I mean, I'm sick and tired of hearing it. You watch the commercials and on TV.
For Fernando.
And those, you know, the guy's probably a nice guy, but I'm starting to hate him.
Well, Fernando Mendoza is somebody that I interviewed in my coverage of the college football playoff en route to the national championship. Had the opportunity to speak with him and speak with his teammates, speak with the head coach, Curt Cignetti. And so Mendoza is someone who's been on Wake Up Call, been here on the show, and there was this really cool thing that happened. The day after the college football playoff, we're still in Miami, and they do a thing called the handoff press conference. So in the handoff press conference, Sandra Douglas Morgan, the president of the Raiders, she was there for the handoff ceremony because it was going from Miami to Vegas. Right before the handoff ceremony is the morning after press conference with the champion. So Fernando Mendoza is sitting on the dais in Miami, and we're interviewing the players and Curt Cignetti. And then right after that, Sandra Douglas Morgan comes up because she's representing a team that's getting set for the CFP in Vegas. So I said there's no way that they don't cross each other within that half hour in the hallway, and she doesn't look at him and say, "I'll see you in 3 months." So to me, the pick was in as of the national championship. Yeah, so there he is on the screen right now.
There he is.
Yeah. So as we watch here from Pizza Man, we're looking at some stuff off the screen. I'm also going Fernando Mendoza with the first overall pick, so I will agree with you both on that. He may be the only quarterback chosen in the first round, but there may be another one that squeaks in. Cookie, I'll go with you for the Jets. I have down that the Jets need every defensive position. So who do you have?
I think they're going to go with David Bailey, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech.
And Al, you're
Good choice.
You're going to agree, Al?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had Tate in there for a while.
Yeah, you had Carnell Tate.
Yeah, but I switched it around.
I'm also going with David Bailey. Arvell Reese is the only other guy I thought about at this, but 2 edge rushers I think are to go early in the draft. I have David Bailey, the edge rusher from Texas Tech, coming out of that school and going to the New York Jets. Third pick, the Cardinals. I have down that they need a quarterback, a running back, and every defensive position. I think they're going to take best available. What do you have, Cookie?
I think this is the best chance you see a trade. I think they're going to try to trade down, and I think the Saints probably want to get up and get that pick.
Okay.
I think if they stay, they're going to go probably best available, probably go Jeremiah Love.
Okay.
I just think do I agree with it? It's not for me. No, but what's a wrong pick when you need so much?
Well, they could go with a punter.
They
are the Cardinals.
They could.
They are the Cardinals. They could go with
just
a long snapper at this
point. The fact
pick.
that they already announced basically they're going to roll with Brissett tells you that they kind of are punting on this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So
true.
That's why I just think they're going to try to move back, and I think New Orleans wants to move up.
Well,
I started out with Love.
So you think New Orleans is going to go?
For some reason,
they're going to try.
Okay.
This Arvell Reese.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Al?
Well, I started out with Love, but then the more I looked into it, I felt that I think he would do more. He would help him out a little more than
the edge rusher Arvell Reese.
Okay. Love going to that team probably won't have legs left.
Yeah, that's true. They have tried out, and they've had a bunch of injuries, unfortunately, to their running backs. Historically, over these last few seasons, we've actually seen the Arizona Cardinals lose 3 to 4 running backs in a given season. I'm going to go with, I have the Cardinals needing a quarterback, needing a running back, and needing defense. I thought eventually the Kyler Murray project was going to end. It has ended, and I'm going with edge rusher Arvell Reese. I think Reese and Bailey, either one of them is going to go 2 or 3. So if the Jets go Bailey, I think the Cardinals go Reese, which leads us to the Titans, who are obsessed with taking wide receivers in the top 10. They also need a running back, and they need defensive help. The Tennessee Titans have been the worst team in the AFC South for the last couple seasons. Who do they take, Cookie?
I think first year with Robert Saleh, I think they're going to go get probably the most ready defensive player in Sonny Styles.
Okay. So you got linebacker Sonny Styles coming out of Ohio State.
Yep.
What do you have, Al?
Did we read the same? I had Styles. See, I color coordinated him there. I first came out with Francis
Maui Goa.
Yeah,
his nickname's CC, so you can call him
right,
CC.
so CC, I first had CC, but then, like I said, the more I got into it, I'm thinking the Styles, believe me, I'd like him on my team.
Yeah, so Sonny Styles, from Ohio State. There's 5 Ohio State players that could go in the first round. There's 16 players that are going to Pittsburgh to be on site for the draft, and of those 16 players, 5 of them are from Ohio State, which means almost a third of the players on site for the draft are from Ohio State this year, and we could see them all go. Sonny Styles is one of those guys I do believe will go in the top 10, but not at this pick. I think if Jeremiah Love falls to the Tennessee Titans, the Titans will take Jeremiah Love. I think the Giants will be salivating for this, and the Giants actually have some capital here. They have the 5th pick and the 10th pick, so they could do something enticing for Tennessee, but we'll see if the Giants... I could see this trade happening where the Giants move up 1 pick, switch with the Titans, and take Jeremiah Love. Either way, I think Jeremiah Love will be the 4th overall pick, and if Tennessee stays, I believe he'll go to Tennessee, as Tennessee needs a running back after they let Derrick Henry go, allegedly thinking that he was too old to play football. The Giants have the 5th pick, Cookie. I think this one's pretty clear to me what they need with 5 and 10, but I'll go to you for this.
So this all depends on what happens with that Cardinals trade. I think if he's there, I think a dream scenario for the Giants would be to get Reese at 5 and Tyson at 10.
Okay.
But obviously neither one are going to be there. If Reese is there, I think they go Reese, and I think they either take that 10 and try to move up with somebody, even if it's a couple spots, just so, Washington, they're going to be looking at receiver. They're going to try to get more help for Daniels.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants, it seems like it's 3 players, 2 spots. They want Reese, Love, and Tyson. And I think if they got 2 of the 3, it'd be an A+ draft before the second round started. So I'm going to go with Arvell Reese since I still have him on my board.
Okay. Yeah, I think... Listen, I think the Giants really want Jeremiah Love, but if they can't get him, then they're going to take the best available, and
if he's there,
that could be Reese or the guy that I have.
If he's there.
Yeah. What do you got, Al?
Well, Jeremiah Love, but I originally had Freeling. Monroe.
Yep.
Okay. So you had who? Who'd you have? What was that, Al?
What is it? Freeling? Yeah.
He's
Freeling Monroe.
out of Georgia.
Yeah,
Okay.
big guy, 6'7" or something like that.
So you have the Giants going offensive line. The thing is, the Giants have needed an offensive line for many years and many different quarterbacks. They still need an offensive line. They also need a defensive line. I think those are their two biggest needs, are O-line, D-line, that I think they'll try to assess with pick 5 and pick 10. But because of how my draft has gone, with Bailey going to the Jets and Reese going to the Cardinals, I think the Giants are going to take linebacker Sonny Styles, believing he's the best available defender at the time. So I think they'll go with Styles out of Ohio State. The Browns, in my opinion, need a tight end, everything on defense, as well as some supplemental pieces on offense. Who do the Browns take with the 6th pick, Cookie?
See, this is you're just getting a Terry like, oh, if this person's available, like I think I'm gonna go if Tyson's available. If the Giants don't get him, they'll take him. But
Yeah.
I think there's also a chance that if you're gonna ride with Shador, you're gonna go with Fano out of the offensive tackle out of Utah.
Yeah.
Provide as much protection as possible. They do need, again, these top 8 teams need everything, really. I mean,
Yeah.
So I think if Tyson's there, they take him. I think they'd entertain Tate, but I'll go with Fano, just a wild card play.
Yeah. Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle.
Who are you going with?
I didn't do mine yet. For
Oh,
6th
okay.
from the Browns.
Well, I had Tate.
Okay, you have Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
Okay. He's another guy that is on their list, I believe, as one of the first wide receiver that I believe is going to go off the board here. But you have Carnell Tate going to the Browns. The Browns need help in a lot of different areas, as we talked about. I have the Browns taking the first offensive tackle. I agree with Cookie, Spencer Fano, coming there, and I could see him or Francis Mauigoa. I'm kind of hoping that Mauigoa, who's been on the show a bunch of times, and he also scored a touchdown as an offensive tackle against Syracuse in Miami. They threw the ball to him, and he was behind the line of scrimmage, still scored. But
Was that this year's game?
that was this year's game, yeah. So Mauigoa, I kind of don't want him to go to Cleveland, but, I mean, Spencer Fano, to some, is on the top of their list. So I'm going to say Spencer Fano will go to the Cleveland Browns, which will leave Mauigoa open, because I think there's something interesting that can happen here, and that'll happen in a few picks. But I'm gonna pick Spencer Fano out of Utah to go as the first offensive tackle, first offensive lineman in this 2026 draft, which leads us to the Commanders. I believe the Commanders need a wide receiver. I also believe they need a defensive back, be it a corner or a safety. What do you have, Cookie?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think if Tyson's available, they take him. I don't know they'll be there. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Tate, Carnell Tate out of Ohio State.
Okay. Carnell Tate going off the board here. Al's got Carnell going a little bit earlier. Al's Commanders, who do you have for the 7th overall pick?
Well, I had originally Sonny Styles,
Okay. So you're going to go
but then
Caleb Downs?
Caleb Downs.
So which one are you going to go with? Downs. So Al and I agree that the Commanders with the 7th pick will take safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State, which means that 2 Ohio State players will be off the board in the top 7 picks. Caleb Downs, another guy I covered inside of the college football playoff, a name that's come up a lot. And I think it behooves the Commanders to go Caleb Downs here more than I would have them go for a wide receiver. They got Terry McLaurin. They're going to have some other help that'll come through. I don't think they'll make the move for the wide receiver. I think the first wide receiver off the board is happening soon with a team that I think is salivating for the moment that I'm about to give them. So with the 8th overall pick, Cookie, who will the New Orleans Saints take? The Saints, in my opinion, need a running back, wide receiver, and defense, as Kamara is no longer there. What do you have?
So they are salivating for a receiver to go alongside Olave. Don't know how long he's going to be there. I have them going Caleb Downs. I think he's just. I think a safety in today's NFL they can do everything on defense.
Yeah.
You can find a safety that can rush the passer. You can find a safety that can play coverage. You can find a safety they're the Swiss Army knife, and I don't think they're probably as valued as they should be.
It's true.
So I'm gonna go with Caleb Downs. I think he's like can't miss.
Yeah, makes sense. So
This is funny because
you're within a pick of ours.
no, we're all going to be within a pick because
Yeah.
all of them need the same amount.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like trying to guess this. Like, is this draft
Yeah.
different?
Well, yeah, because this draft, literally, and I said this going into it, I believe this draft is going to be filled in the first round with offensive and defensive linemen and linebackers.
Yep.
And people are going to have to deal with that because there's not going to be a lot of quarterbacks chosen. But let's talk about the running back side of things. Jeremiah Love going in the top 5 picks. We haven't seen a running back in recent drafts go this high. We've seen the first running back go off the board, end of the first round, beginning of the second round. They've been treating They've been treating running backs with a lot of disrespect outside of Ashton Genty last year. So, Al, who do you have for the Saints taking the 8th pick?
Let's see, the Saints. I have right here. Baines Jr.
Reuben Bain.
Reuben Baines Jr.
Yeah, Miami Hurricane edge rusher. I do have him going in the first round.
I watched him closely. I watched a couple of Miami. My brother went to Miami,
Yeah.
so I got a little connection there. But he's a real stud.
I want to give a shout out to the Miami Hurricanes. I had the opportunity. I mean, for whatever reason, I cover the entire ACC, and with the 17-member schools there now, covering Miami, I always get a ton of response. Manny Diaz, when I interviewed him, and then with their quarterback or with their head coach Mario Cristobal, anything I do with the Hurricanes, and then Jason Taylor was working out Reuben Bain Jr. and Akeem Mesidor on the field, and I happened to be in that end zone before the national championship in Miami in the Dolphin Stadium at Hard Rock Stadium, and that video went viral pretty quickly. So fans are big on Miami, and I want to thank the Hurricane fans for following my work on Wake Up Call because they've always been good to me. So shout out to the Canes. I see you. And for those of you that don't think the U is back, I firmly disagree. I got the Saints salivating for the 8th pick, and that is wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. That is the 3rd Ohio State player to be taken in my draft mock here for 2026 in the top 8 picks. Carnell Tate, the first wide receiver off the board, which brings us to the Chiefs with the 9th pick. Chiefs, atypical having a pick in the top 10. I believe they need a wide receiver, a linebacker, and a defensive back. Who do they take with number 9, Cookie?
I struggled with this one too.
We're batting around all the
I
same.
struggled this one too.
Yeah. Because they just brought in Kenneth Walker III from the
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion
Yeah.
Seahawks. Best running back they've had in a long time.
I know. Yeah, I think there's a chance they go offensive line. I wouldn't rule out. I'm gonna go again another wild card. I'm gonna go the offensive tackle out of Miami.
Francis
Yeah, I
C.C.
couldn't think of his name.
Mauigoa?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. Couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, Mauigoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Kansas City, Al.
Well, I hit Maui Go, but I also had Dexter Lawrence.
Or no, that was the trade.
Oh, that was the trade. That's
Yeah, that
right.
was a trade move.
I was wondering
So-
why I had that in
So
there.
you
Yeah.
you had Kansas City.
They would like that.
You had Mauigoa here for Kansas City.
Yeah.
For Cincinnati, so you got Mauigoa going with the 9th overall pick.
Right.
This is a hard one for me because I think the Chiefs could go to a lot of different places. Like I said, wide receiver is going to be there, which is enticing, linebacker as well as defensive back. So I think that Kansas City may go wide receiver, but I also think like it may be too early for Kansas City to go wide receiver. So
So I do have.
go ahead.
We skipped a couple picks, did we?
No, we didn't skip anything.
Yeah. Kansas City's at 12.
Kansas City's 9. They're 9th overall. You got them at 12?
Way off. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kansas City, yeah, they got the 9th overall pick. So with Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese off the board, I looked at them for linebacker, and I don't think they're going to go Cassius Howell. So I'm going to say that Kansas City.
The Chiefs traded picks.
Oh man, I'm gonna have Kansas City. It's between two guys, cornerback Mansour Delane, or I could see them go Mekhi Lemon, who won the Biletnikoff Award that I get to vote in nationally every year. So I'm I'm going to go with what I originally had. I'm going to go with Mekhi Lemon out of USC. So I got Mekhi Lemon going to Kansas City with the 9th overall pick. After Carnell Tate goes off the board, I think they take Mekhi Lemon right before the Giants can, which leads us to the 10th pick.
So I had 9 because I think Kansas City is also a team. I think there's just a lot of teams that are going to try to move back. So I think Kansas City might move out of that spot.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
do,
that's my best. Like, it's funny to say, but they have a lot of needs too.
And Kansas City also has another pick at 29.
Right. So I think if they move back, if they get into like the 12, 13 range, they would take somebody like Bain Jr. or Freeling, somebody. But so I'm going to go 10. I haven't picked him yet, and I did this for a reason, whether it's right or wrong. I had Tate going to the Browns, correct? Or no, I had Tate. Where did I have Tate? I had Tate going 7 to make my Giants, my buddy Billy Rumble and his sister happy. I'm going to have them taking Tyson at 10, falling to 10 for him, so they get Reese and Tyson.
Okay.
2 of their 3.
So I have a different look for the Giants, but I'm going to go to Al first. What do you got, Al, for the Giants
For
pick?
the Giants?
Yep. At number 10. So you had the Cincinnati trade here with the Giants here. So
Hold on, put it over here.
because Dexter Lawrence left the Giants for the Bengals. The Bengals gave him an extra year, $28 million on the back end. He is now going to be a Bengal for 3 years. So, yeah, do you think they'll go receiver, Al, or do you think they'll go to another position?
Right. There it is.
Okay.
I got 3 different sheets, and I put different, each time I went back to it, I changed my guys.
Yeah. So who do you have for the Giants?
The Giants.
You got the Giants right here.
Right here. Oh, here we go. Well, I had Sonny Styles from Ohio State.
Okay.
But I also thought that Love would be in it.
That he would be there. So with them both being off the board, do you think they'll go wide receiver?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we'll put Jordan Tyson there for you for the Giants at number 10. I think the Giants are. See, I'm not sold on my Mekhi Lemon pick here that he's going to go to the Chiefs, but I do agree with Cookie that they may trade down. I think if the Giants see that, they'll go Jordan Tyson at 10. So I'm going to give Tyson that move there from the Giants. I had them at 5 taking Sonny Styles.
Okay.
So I'm going to say if they take – so I think the Giants are going to take offense and defense in the top 10 picks. So I think their biggest needs are offensive and defensive line, but I think if they take Sonny Styles, the best available, then the Giants look to take a wide receiver for some insurance with Malik Neighbors. I think they take Jordan Tyson at 10, but I could also see them taking edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr. out of Miami, but I'll hold on that, which brings us to the 11th pick, the Miami Dolphins, who need a wide receiver after Tyreek Hill being let go. They need an O-line, D-line, and a DB, in my opinion.
I think when you're in this situation, you give Malik Willis some money. I think you got to give him a left tackle. I think they're going to go with Freeling out of Georgia.
Okay. So you're going left tackle for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Al, who do you have for Miami?
Dolphins, Delane. Mansour Delane.
Mansour Delane. So you're going with the DB.
Yep.
So Mansour Delane, cornerback, going to them. And some are predicting if Caleb Downs is still available, he'll go there. I have the Miami Dolphins at the 11th pick here. Offensive and defensive line is extremely important. And I think the Cowboys are going to be really hoping that Miami doesn't make the pick that I think they're potentially going to make. But I think there's an opportunity for Miami to keep a hurricane in the city of Miami. And I think Miami's going to take a hurricane, leave him in Miami, and I think the player that Miami is going to take, because they know they need the help, is Francis C.C. Maui-Goa. I think they have a chance here to take either Ruben Bain Jr. or Francis C.C. Maui-Goa. I think they go offensive line, and C.C. stays in Miami, where he gets to laugh a little bit about this pick because he will have to go nowhere and probably not have to get a new apartment, as he'll be staying in Miami. going from the Hurricanes to the Miami Dolphins and playing in the same stadium he played at in college at Hard Rock Stadium. Which brings us to pick 12 for the Cowboys. And if this all happens the way I think it's going to happen, I think the Cowboys are going to be very happy with what's available. I think they need a DB, a linebacker, a running back, or a wide receiver, but best available may change this. Number 12, what do you got for the Cowboys, Cookie?
I think they go with Delaney cornerback out of LSU.
Okay.
They need help at corner. I mean, they were so desperate last year they brought in Kyer Elam to see if he was the answer at their number 2 corner. So,
Yeah.
And now obviously Trayvon Diggs gone. Kind of just need a reset at the position. I think he's the best corner. I mean, there's a wide gap probably.
Yeah, Mansour Delane's still available here, so the Cowboys could take him or they could go elsewhere. What do you have for this pick, Al?
Carnell Tate.
You have Carnell Tate for this one.
Yeah, Ohio State.
So Carnell Tate dropping to the Cowboys out of Ohio State. I'm going to agree with Cookie. So Mansour Delaney, I think he's going to go out of LSU to he's going to be the corner that will help out the Dallas Cowboys at pick 12, which I also think, and I know I've said this for a few, I think Ruben Bain Jr. can go anywhere from the Giants at 10, the Dolphins at 11, the Cowboys at 12, or where I think he's going to fall to. So I will shift now back to you, Cookie. I think if it was up to me and I'm the Cowboys and Delaney and Bain are both available at 12, I'm going either or. But if Delaney goes to the Cowboys, then it opens up pick 13 for the Rams, who need offensive, defensive line help. They also need a wide receiver. What do you got?
Yeah, I think
This is for the Rams, pick number 13.
Oh, that one.
I think, and I don't want to butcher another name, but I think I think the Rams move on from this pick. I think the Rams and Lions or somebody like that. We've seen it a million times. The Rams it's like they're allergic to first-round picks.
Yeah.
They like to trade them. I think if they stay put, they take the best player available, which at that point in mind would be Bain Jr.
Yeah.
I know whether they need it or not, they're a team that has the luxury of taking the best available player.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
they don't, if they trade, I can see like the Lions moving there, but I'll just go with Bain Jr. as best player available at 13.
Well, right after the Super Bowl that the Seahawks won, I said the two teams that I think have the best chance of winning the championship in 2026-27 are the Seahawks or the Rams. I believe the two best teams in the NFL going into this season are both from the NFC, both from the same division in the NFC West, not an AFC team. I think it's the Seahawks or the Rams. Vegas agreed with me and gave the Seahawks and the Rams the best odds. So, as you said, Cookie, I think the Rams do have the luxury of taking best available. Al, who do they take at 13?
Monroe, Freeling, Georgia.
Okay. So you have Monroe going there, and
That one I changed.
yeah. So with my Rams pick at number 13, this is one that I said could go 10, 11, or 12. If he falls to the Rams, remember that they had a guy who was really, really good in Aaron Donald on the defensive line. And after Aaron Donald won a Super Bowl, he retired smartly at a young age. So I think if edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr. falls from the Miami Hurricanes to number 13, this is an all-go, and the Rams looking at the top 12 picks saying, why the hell did you let this guy come to us? And I think that they get an all-pro in Ruben Bain Jr. at the 13th overall pick. Number 14 goes to the Ravens. They need O-line, D-line, potentially wide receiver, and linebacker. Where do the Ravens go, Cookie?
Jesse Minter, obviously defensive coach. I think they're going to keep it boring but smart. I'm gonna try not to butcher his name. It's is it Iona, the kid out of Penn State?
Yeah. So
I apologize for that. But yeah, I think that's where they go.
Olava Vega?
Yeah.
Iona?
Yeah. I think it's the safest pick, and I think when you're a first-time head coach, that's your best bet to make the safest pick.
Yeah.
And everybody needs offensive line help.
Yeah. I don't think you can go wrong with finding a best available offensive lineman.
You're the best conference. You're in it's a Big Ten offensive lineman. I mean,
Yeah. And the
the
Big
last
Ten,
one
we
to
know,
miss
run the
was
ball.
who, like Robert Gallery in 2003. So it's like they don't miss much
Right.
out of the Big Ten. So I think that's the best pick for them if he's there.
Yeah, Vega Iona. Okay. I'll go back to you, Al.
All right.
14 overall.
Monroe Freeling, Ohio State.
Oh, you had him for the last
No,
one. You just had him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spencer Fano.
Spencer Fano going to the Ravens.
Give me a pen here.
So we have Spencer Fano going to the Browns, Cookie and I. So the old Browns that became the Ravens, you have them taking Spencer Fano. So we both, in a way, have the Browns taking Spencer Fano, either the old Browns or the new Browns. I'm going to agree with Cookie that number 14 to the Baltimore Ravens, Vega Ione, coming from Penn State. I believe that he's going to be the player that they take here out of the offensive line, offensive guard, going to the Ravens. I think, again, if Reuben Bain falls to 14, I think they take Reuben Bain. I think Reuben Bain is anywhere from 9, yeah, like honestly, 5 to 15, arguably, because we could see him go to the Giants. So I think the Giants will have 2 cracks at him, which is why I thought the Giants were going to take him at 10 if they don't take wide receiver Jordan Tyson. But Reuben Bain Jr., somewhere within this region of 5 to 15 is going to go, and I got Vega Ione going from the Penn State Nittany Lions to the Baltimore Ravens, which brings us to 15. The Bucks, O-line, D-line, linebacker, tight end, and wide receiver, now that they no longer have Mike Evans, who's now a San Francisco 49er.
Before I do that, I think it's interesting with the Reuben Bain Jr. thing. Like, even at 6, I know they say Myles Garrett. If Bain Jr. pans out and you got those 2 on each edge, I mean, man, Browns defense is good. It was good this year.
Your wife said, "Kids say hi and good night." Yeah, you wave right there. There you go. Good night to the children, all of your children. You have 3 beautiful children.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thanks to her.
Yes. Congratulations.
So
once again,
with the Bucks, I think they're going to go Akeem Mesidor out of edge rusher out of Miami.
yeah, Al
Again, doesn't have to go far.
No.
Number
number 15
Can you
to the Bucks. Oh, you want Vega Ione is who you have. So we have him going to the Ravens. You have him going to Tampa at 15, taking an offensive lineman. Again, we both agree the Ravens and the Bucks need O-line, D-line
how
help.
do you pronounce the first name?
Vega. Oliva Vega.
Oliva.
But he goes by Vega, yeah. So the Bucks at 15th overall, again, needing offensive and defensive line help like the Ravens. I have the Bucks taking edge rusher Akeem Mesidor because I did say that both of these Miami edge rushers months ago when the championship was going on and when the championship ended, I said these are 2 first-round picks, and I believe that going in the top 15 is an easy sell for me to say that Miami Hurricanes will have both edge rushers in the top 15, and we'll also have Francis Cece Mauigoa from their offensive line. So the Miami Hurricanes, as so many talk about Ohio State, I think the Miami Hurricanes will have a 5th of the top 15 picks with 3 players going in the top 15. The Bucks taking Akeem Mesidor, who will travel from Miami to Tampa, not too far away, and go from Hard Rock Stadium to Raymond James Stadium, which brings us to the Jets, who, like the Giants, will pick twice in the top 16. After taking their 2nd pick, they will have the 16th pick. The Jets, once again, needing a lot of help on defense with giving up so many players for having future draft picks in this draft, 2027, and I believe 2028.
Right.
Who are they going to take in 16?
By the way, good job with baseball there, Henry. But now we move on. The Jets, I think they're going to go Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
Okay. At 16.
Yep.
Could take him early.
Just pull that out of the...
No, I mean, one, we're talking about the Jets.
Right.
That's kidding. I mean, come on.
Everybody can make it look better.
But I think, I mean, it's also their 2nd pick in the first round. You know, you just talked about their draft capital. I don't think it's, I mean, we watched the Bills take E.J. Manuel at 16. We all knew it wasn't going to work, but it's 16. You get to that range where it's like that Kenny Pickett range. Is it really a bust? Is it a bust at 16?
Yeah.
No, so I think it's the right pick. It's their 2nd first-round pick.
Well, keep in mind the Jets' quarterback situation is Brady Cook, Bailey Zappi, and the man that used to be their quarterback, Geno Smith.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the Jets are admitting to the world that they need a quarterback.
Oh, is he not 36, 37,
Geno?
35?
I think he's a little bit younger than 36, but yeah.
He was drafted as a senior, yeah.
What do you got, Al?
McCoy.
For the Jets,
Yeah.
Jeremy McCoy. So you have a cornerback going to the Jets. The Jets, this is wide open for me. I think they're going to take the best available player at this point.
Which could be
Who would be?
McCoy.
Yeah,
Which could be McCoy.
right. So, I mean, I could see the only thing I'm comfortable with the Jets right now is the running back situation. So I don't think there's much off the table for the Jets at 16 except for running back.
Right, and I think with the McCoy thing, remember they got to replace Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
And I think McCoy, before he got hurt going into last year he was considered the best corner. If he could have gone pro, couldn't, got hurt, and now he isn't. I know he didn't work out well in his prep, but it wasn't that he didn't work out well. He just has a little bit more to go coming back from his injury.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you look at the Jets. They have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen in their backfield. They have Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. They have Adonai Mitchell, who they brought in last year from the Colts. They could go for another wide receiver, but I don't think at this pick. And then they have Mason Taylor at tight end. Defensively, they got a lot of non-household names, a lot of guys that you probably don't know outside of being in Syracuse and knowing the name at safety, Andre Sisco. So I would say that it would behoove the Giants to go for best available defensive player at this point. And if I'm going with the Jets with the 16th pick and I'm looking at their best available defensive player, then I could see them taking a guy who's already in green, who I interviewed coming from the Oregon Ducks. I could see them going with Dylan Thieneman, safety, coming from Oregon. So I'm going to say the Jets will take Dylan Thieneman here. And great guy to talk to, awesome person. And I'm a big fan of Dylan after, like I said, covering the Ducks and having the opportunity to speak with him and just the level of human being he is. I think he brings talent, but I also I think he brings something to the locker room that the Jets need, which is a stand-up guy and a guy who's going to bring morals and values. So I'm going with Dylan at 16, which brings us to 17. The Lions can take O-line, D-line, linebacker, DB, in my opinion. What do you got, Cookie?
I mean, this is a Dan Campbell pick. He's been talking about this player like Boobie Miles' uncle talked about him in Friday Night Lights, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Caden Proctor out of Alabama.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just a Dan Campbell.
That was a good one.
It's a reset. It's, you solidify both ends of your line with, drawing a blank on his name, but he was the 5th overall pick from Oregon. Couple years. Lions.
The Lions took a couple of years ago. I'm trying to think
of his name.
I know.
You usually come up
He's
with
I'm thinking
Samoan. He just got a big extension.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of it right now.
I've seen way too many names.
You said
but-
Spencer and Elmo.
Yeah, so I think you had him with Caden Proctor. I think that's a good start. It's a Dan Campbell pick for sure.
Yeah, Dan Campbell, he loves the trenches, and that's how you build championships, and he knows that. He doesn't care if the picks are boring. He knows that there's value in the trenches. So go ahead, Al. What is your pick, number 17, to the Lions?
Proctor.
So you're going with Caden Proctor as well.
This guy's a monster.
Yeah.
And the only thing bad I heard about him that if he keeps his weight down, he was.
Campbell make sure he does that.
Well, he was
Yeah.
approaching 400 pounds.
So I'm looking at two guys here. One guy that you already took off the board, Monroe Freeling, Georgia offensive lineman. So I have Monroe Freeling and I have Caden Proctor out of Alabama. Two SEC guys from two teams that absolutely dislike each other. But I think it's going to be the offensive line for the Detroit Lions. So it's either Freeling or Proctor. I'm going to say that I'm going to stick with offensive tackle. I'm going to stick, and I'm going to agree with you guys that Caden Proctor is going to go here. So I'm going Caden Proctor to come off the board out of Alabama at 17. I will agree with Cookie and Al because between him and Freeling, I know you guys have Freeling going early, but I got Proctor on this line. I think that this is where we're going to see Dan Campbell go. And that'll lead us to the Minnesota Vikings, who could take O-line, D-line, tight end, or running back. I'm not sold on any of their running backs in Minnesota, but apparently some people are.
They desperately need 2 defensive linemen.
Yeah, I think Minnesota needs a lot of help in a lot of places.
Well, they had who was the 2 guys they had? Allen and Hargrove, or whatever was his name? They both stunk.
Yeah, well, we'll see where Minnesota goes from here. Minnesota also needs J.J. McCarthy to stay healthy, and they brought in Kyler Murray.
Kyler's a starter.
Yeah, which is Kyler
Oh,
to be, yeah.
Anywhere, he's a star.
Yeah, he's a starter.
So who do you have for Minnesota, Cookie, at 18?
So I actually think they're going to go defensive back. I think they're either going to go Dylan Thieneman from Oregon, the safety, or I think they're going to go with McCoy from Tennessee.
Okay.
Because I also think those two at that point are probably the two best available in what I have.
Yeah, okay.
And I think you're gonna roll with receiver. You got Jefferson and at Jordan Addison. You have Hawkinson coming back. If he got hurt. I just think they're gonna go with the best player available. And at that point, I think it's either McCoy or Thieneman. Sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation, but I think I'm close.
Okay. What do you got, Al, for 18 to the Vikings?
I always pick the easier names. Peter Wood.
Okay, so you're going with Peter
Wood's
Wood.
Peter.
I'm gonna
Defensive tackle.
go with.
Clemson.
Okay, so you got Peter Wood, defensive tackle out of Clemson. I'm going with the best available defensive lineman, and I think the Vikings are going to go to the edge, and they're going to take Keldrick Falk out of Auburn with this pick.
Wow.
I think the Vikings and the Lions are both going on the offensive or defensive line. That's where I believe it's going to happen. And by the way, as we are giving our mock draft, we're also going to be assessing the in-draft analysis here on Wake Up Call. We are available to you worldwide on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com for internet streaming radio live from Pizza Man Pub on the stage on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. I'm joined by Jeff Cookie Cook, the Beeville Bills backers president, because Pizza Man is a Bills bar, and of course Al Romano, who ironically is connected to Pitt, where the draft is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with Tony Dorsett, winning a national championship with the Pitt Panthers, and of course myself, Dan Tortora of Wake Up Call, airing Monday through Friday on all these same channels from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So we will bring you through our mock draft while we assess the picks coming in. So mock draft plus in-draft analysis, and we are 4 minutes away from Fernando Mendoza being the number 1 overall pick. So we'll go.
The family.
And Fernando, by the way, one of the top overall picks that decided in recent history to not go to the draft.
Which is awesome.
He decided to stay at home with his mom, with his family in Miami. And so shout out to Fernando Mendoza, who is dressed up but staying at home as the family man that we know him to be, and faith-filled man that he is. He didn't need to wear any type of flashy suit to look like a disco ball, and he didn't need to leave and walk across and shake Adele's hand. He would rather be with mom and dad. And by the way, for those of you that don't know this, Fernando Mendoza's father, every time he knows a picture will be taken, he kneels down so that he can be on the same level as his wife.
Yep. Yeah.
And I have a great picture of the two of them that I'll also be sharing this week from on the field at the national championship. The Panthers have the 19th pick. They could go anywhere on the defense or wide receiver. What do you got, Cookie?
I think they're going to go edge rusher out of Auburn, Keldrick Falk. Again, anywhere on defense, you got to get an edge rusher. They haven't been able to replace Brian Burns' productivity, which is hard to do, but they haven't been able to get anywhere close to that. So I think they're going to go edge rusher.
We're at number 19.
Yeah.
We're on 19. So, Al, who do you have for 19 to the Carolina Panthers, who call Charlotte home?
Big tight end out of Oregon.
I like him a lot.
Yes.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah.
6'3", 245.
Yep.
Well, they have
Not
Tommy.
bad for a tight end.
They have Tommy Tremble, who is the older brother of Jamie Tremble, who is a tight end and linebacker for Syracuse. But the Carolina Panthers have been in need since Greg Olson of somebody that they could lean on at the tight end position. So I do agree with Al. Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, I believe, is going to go number 19 if he's still there. I think we'll have a top 20 tight end taken going from Oregon to the Carolina Panthers, which brings us to the Dallas Cowboys, who have the 12th pick and the 20th pick. They could trade this pick, but what do you have for this one? Cookie, I'll go back to you. The Dallas Cowboys at 20, we think they're going to take somewhere between an edge rusher or a DB with the 12th. What are they going to take with 20?
So who did I have Minnesota taking Danneman?
You had Minnesota taking Danneman, yeah.
I think McCoy goes to Dallas if he's there.
Okay.
I
So
think
you got-
it's in one of them. And by the way, the Vikings, what a replacement that would be for Harrison Smith to Danneman, man.
Yeah.
Just a white safety to white safety.
Just picked them.
Oh, we're all 1 for 1.
5.
Yeah. So we now know in the live, and this was no surprise. Basically, after the number 1 overall pick, it is wide open. So we had, like we said, we think that Reuben Bain Jr. could go anywhere from 5 to 15. We are imagining that David Bailey is going to go 2 and Arvell Reese is going to go 3, but those could be interchangeable at 2 and 3 or somewhere at 4 potentially. Some people think Jeremiah Love is now the best available to go, who could go to the Cardinals, the Titans, and the Giants. Would love for him to go to them, but I don't know if he's going to get there. If the Giants can pick him up at 5, again, salivating for the pick. Al, Cowboys, 20. What do you got?
Cowboys. They got a new defensive coordinator coming in, so I think he's going to make a big difference. Cotton Hood or Colton.
Colton Hood. Colton Hood.
Not Cotton.
So the Cowboys, for me, again, they can go DB, which I had them going Mansour Delane. So then I'm looking at linebacker, running back, wide receiver. So I think the Cowboys are in a place where they could take a corner, they could go there, or they could shift to different places. The Cowboys could really go best available at this point. And so if it's up to me, looking at what they took, if they took a corner already, I'm not going to have them take another corner with 12 and 20. So that puts me at linebacker potentially for the Cowboys. And I think the Cowboys could be looking at, I don't think Cassius Howell is going to go that early. So I got the Cowboys potentially going to Peter Woods out of Clemson. So I think Peter Woods going to that's a D tackle. So, he's a D tackle. So if I'm going linebacker, man, this is something I really don't feel comfortable with for the Cowboys. I mean, I don't think they're going to go with the linebackers that are available here. They could go Anthony Hill Jr., but he could drop as well. So, I mean, this one's wide open for me. Because if they don't have Keldrick Falk, who I think is not going to be available, this is going to leave things pretty wide open for the Cowboys. And I think they could look at wide receiver here. They could look at Casey Concepcion or Omar Cooper Jr.
Or Lemon if he falls.
So I'm going to say Omar Cooper Jr., a guy that I covered out of Indiana. I'm going to put Omar Cooper Jr. here. I just have a feeling Cowboys at 20 are going to go wide receiver, which I think is going to set up a very interesting 21st pick. So with the second pick is in currently with the Jets, we believe it's going to be David Reese. We'll be bringing you the in-game draft analysis as we continue to make our mock draft here on Wake Up Call from Pizza Man worldwide to you in our coverage of the 2026 NFL Draft. We believe David Reese.
David
Bailey, pardon me.
Which
I just
is
put
an
them
easy
together.
mistake. Oh, yeah,
David Reese is actually
one of them will
the edge
go.
rusher. Well, David Reese is actually an edge rusher for the Syracuse Orange.
Yeah.
So there is a David Reese and there's a David
Yeah.
Bailey and an Arvell Reese. So
David or
yes.
Reese are going.
Yeah.
for sure.
So I believe David Bailey or Arvell Reese will go here. I'm gonna say David Bailey, but shout out to David Reese, who I hope will be taken probably in day 3 from Syracuse. The Steelers pick at 21. They need a quarterback, a DB, offensive and defensive line. What do you got, Cookie?
I think they're going to go with, Mike McCarthy. He's going all line. It's going to be Blake Miller out of Clemson.
Okay, you're going to go with Blake Miller out of
Yep.
Clemson. Another guy that's been on the show, I believe, here. 21, Al. What do you got for your Pittsburgh Steelers?
Safety. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
They got 3. Michael Warner. Or something.
Mikel Warner out of Toledo.
Yeah. So
That was the only reason
You-
I was questioning myself.
you're going with a safety there.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are going to make things interesting. A couple years ago, Al and I were here when we predicted that Kenny Pickett would go from pit to pit with a 20th overall pick. And here a couple years later, the Pittsburgh Steelers will go with quarterback Ty Simpson from Alabama they're going to pick him up for insurance purposes because Aaron Rodgers is going to be turning 57 years old this year. And he's probably going to play. I think he's going to play. But I think he will be around the age of 43 or 44 at the time of playing.
Still better than a lot of these
But
guys.
I think Ty Simpson is going to be the insurance policy by the Steelers here at 21. Which brings us to 22, the Chargers. O-line, D-line, linebacker. They could take a running back, and David Bailey is the second overall pick. So our prediction of David Bailey going 2 and Fernando Mendoza going 1. So far, we are correct here in this mock draft here. So David
Which is
Bailey
working out right
going
now.
2. Yeah.
You know, Giants fans just keep crossing your fingers.
Yeah, so we know the Giants are going to have an opportunity at a bunch of guys at 5. David Bailey going 2, which I believe Arvell Reese will now fall to the Cardinals.
Okay.
What do you got for 22, the Chargers?
I think they're going to try to bolster the defensive front, and they're going to go with excuse me, I just had him. Not Peter Woods. There's the other tackle.
Parker. Edge guy, TJ.
Yeah, no. Oh, Caden McDonald. I think they're going interior.
Okay,
Caden McDonald. My apologies. Yeah.
Caden McDonald.
Look at this.
Okay, so you're going interior there.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a hard bot. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
He went Joe Alt last year, right?
yeah.
Was that 2 years ago? That was
Yeah,
last year.
Harbaugh. Yeah, because Harbaugh's
He's
first
going.
year was
He
last
loves. Yeah.
year. Okay,
So I'm gonna go Caden McDonald at Ohio State.
all right. So that'll bring us to UL 22 to the Chargers.
TJ Parker. Clemson.
T.J. Parker, Clemson. Okay, T.J. Parker, an edge rusher out of Clemson.
6'3", 263 pounds.
Keep in mind that Derek Moore is available out of Michigan, who Jim Harbaugh will know all too well. So Harbaugh could skip over T.J. Parker and go homer pick, and I think he's going to do it here. I think he's going to take edge rusher Derek Moore out of Michigan, and he's going to take a Michigan player and put him on Michigan West, which is now the LA Chargers. And that brings us to the Eagles. They could go defense or they could go wide receiver at 23 because the Eagles got a weird relationship and everything that's gone on over the last few months with A.J. Brown and whatnot. So I'd love to get your thoughts here, Cookie, for the...
I think they're going receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to find out if A.J. Brown truly is going to the Patriots, which has been reported.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't believe I've had Lemon picked. It's either going to be Lemon or Boston out of Washington. But
Yeah,
I do think they're going to go receiver.
Yeah, you don't have Lemon picked.
Okay,
So,
I'll go with Lemon.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 23 to the Eagles as the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock currently. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora's 2026 NFL mock draft of the first round, as well as in-game draft analysis. The draft is in the first 3 picks, and we are finishing up our mock draft while we're assessing how well we did in the early picks. The top 2, I'm 2 for 2. Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders, number 1 overall quarterback out of
Bailey.
Indiana, and then David Bailey,
Bailey.
edge rusher, going to the Jets. So, Al, 23, Eagles.
Monroe, Freeling. Offensive tackle, Georgia.
Okay, so you had him in a couple different picks, so you think that he may fall
Wow.
here as well. So, okay, you're going to go offensive line no matter what for the Eagles. Eagles, for me, with this pick, I do believe they're going to go with wide receiver. If Omar Cooper Jr. is still available, I could see them going with him, but I'm looking at a couple different picks here that they could go, or a couple different names they could go. I don't think they're going to go KC Concepcion. I think that we're going to see the Louisville wide receiver go to the Philadelphia Eagles. I got Chris Bell, who I covered. I got Chris Bell going to the Eagles here. Yeah, so I like Chris Bell to the Eagles. By the way, the Eagles and I have been pretty snake eyes when it comes to their picks, when it comes to wide receiver recently here. Which brings us to the Cleveland Browns, who also have 2 picks in the first round, pick 6 and pick 24. I believe they're going offensive tackle Spencer Fano with the 6th pick, and so did Cookie. Where are they going at 24?
I think they're going to take the kid out of Toledo, McNeil Warren. Again, safety. I'm not sure why, but they're not as valued as they should be. I think they can. When you have when you have a position that could play virtually on all three levels
Yeah.
and be effective, you do that. I think McNeil Warren's a good pick out of Toledo and doesn't have to travel far.
All right. Toledo, Ohio. We could see that happening here within that pick. Al, what do you have for 24 to the Cleveland Browns?
Caleb Loman? What is offensive tackle?
No, Lomu.
Lomo.
Out of Utah.
Okay, out of Utah. So you have him going there. And so you got offensive lineman
Pick is in.
to the Browns. The pick is in for the Cardinals.
Not trading it. That's what I
Yeah.
thought they were going to
We are believing that Arvell Reese is going to go
Yeah.
to the Arizona Cardinals right now.
I picked Love, right?
Yeah.
I got Arvell
You-
Reese.
So Jeremiah Love or Arvell Reese. I have Reese. Al has Reese. And Love could also go here. Love is either going to the Cardinals, the Titans, or the Giants' 5th pick. The Giants are hoping that he falls. But, I mean, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns' 24th overall pick as we await the pick to come in from the commissioner for the 3rd overall pick. I got to go. Man, the Cleveland Browns, I could see them going wide receiver. I could also see them going corner. So I'm going to have the Browns going with German McCoy out of Tennessee. You guys had him going, but
Yeah, we already
I
had
have
him,
him
yeah.
dropping a little bit. So I'm going to have German McCoy. If McCoy drops here, then they'll go from Colt McCoy to German McCoy with the Cleveland Browns. And that'll bring us to the Chicago Bears, who have shown that they have a good offense. And I predicted that Caleb Williams was going to have a better sophomore season than a freshman season. He did not disappoint me in that prediction. So they could go defense, O-line, wide receiver. Chicago Bears, what do you got, Cookie?
I think they're going to go Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle out of Utah.
Okay, and we got the pick in for the Arizona Cardinals. We'll see if we are right. The Arizona Cardinals have gone with Jeremiah Love, so he went in the top 3 picks, which means that Arvell Reese has the chance. So Cookie is 3 for 3. I had Arvell Reese, and so did Al. So that means that Arvell Reese
Go 5.
could go to the New York Football Giants, which means which means the Tennessee Titans are not going to be getting a running back unless they reach for teammate of Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, Jadarian Price, which I do not think they will do, but they could do.
They can get him in the 2nd round.
They're in a desperate need though for running back. So let's see what the Titans do. Let's see if the Titans trade their pick with Jeremiah Love going to the Arizona Cardinals. So great pick for the Arizona Cardinals, but Arizona, you need a quarterback. Arizona, you need an offensive line. Arizona, you need a defense.
This is very similar to when the Raiders picked Genty last year. Honestly.
This is also similar to the Arizona Cardinals taking Marvin Harrison Jr. last year and me saying you're getting all of the 2 years ago. You're getting all of this offensive talent, but you don't have an offensive line to get these guys the ball.
Correct. The good thing about this Titans pick coming up, I think they're going to go Styles or Reese, and I don't think either one. I think both of them would be a great pick. I don't think you'd go wrong with either one of them.
Yeah, I think if they're.
I mean, it's Robert Sala. I mean, he's probably got Dayball in his ear, but I mean, Dayball's got his work cut out with him working on Cam Ward already. I mean, the Titans need everything, so you got to go with trade it or Styles or Reese. But I think they're going to go Styles.
I think if you're the Giants right now, after yelling out something that rhymes with duck, you're now hoping that Arvell Reese falls to you. And if not, Sonny Styles. So that brings us, Al, to your 25th pick, Chicago Bears.
Akeem
Mesidor. So Akeem Mesidor, Miami, a Hurricane that we have going a little bit earlier. Al has here in 25, but I do believe he's going to go in the top 25. So that brings us to the Chicago Bears for my pick here. And I guess I got to agree with Utah offensive tackle Caleb Lomu. I said they could go offensive line. You want to make sure that you protect Caleb Williams. This was a team that was fighting from behind this past season. They had a lot of late game comebacks. They had a lot of heroics. And you're hoping that you're not going to need that with a better offensive line. So I'll go Caleb Lomu for the Bears at 25, which leads us to Cookie's favorite pick of the first round of 2026, pick 26. The Buffalo Bills, who could take a wide receiver, because I do not believe in DJ Moore, and I never have, Or they could go O-line, D-line, or defensive back.
That'd be nasty.
I do not believe in DJ Moore.
That'd be nasty.
There is nobody on this planet in Chicago or in Carolina that would tell you that they believe in DJ Moore. So I hope he does better for you. I never wish bad on anybody.
No, you don't.
This is not me wishing bad on DJ Moore. This is not me hoping that he won't. This is me saying, show me the receipts. And right now the receipts tell me that the Buffalo Bills made a very stupid move for DJ Moore.
You're nasty.
I'm
Not
just
into you.
saying. I'm saying. Listen, you're going to tell me in week 3 that you wish they trade him.
No way.
Yeah, you are.
You're raising your voice.
I'm upset because I want Buffalo to win, and DJ Moore is a wasted move. Anywho, 26 overall
I'm
Buffalo.
not sure how to answer now. I want to. Are you
You're
want
the
to keep going?
you're the Beeville Bill. Listen, you know that I am a Bills empathizer.
They're not keeping. I don't think they're keeping this pick.
Right. I'm a Bills empathizer. I'm a sympathizer for the Bills, and I want them to win, which is why I prefer they did not make a move for DJ Moore.
I don't think they're keeping this pick.
Okay. I don't disagree with you.
I think if they do, they're going to go with Peter Woods, the D tackle out of Clemson. If Caden McDonald happens to drop there, I think they'd snatch him up. They're either going guard or D tackle, but I don't think they're going to stay there.
Okay.
And Bean has a history of not staying there, and he has a history of bad first-round picks outside of Josh Allen. So, yeah, if he moves back, I'd be okay with it.
Okay. And so we have the top 3 picks in, and we already have Jeremiah Love signing his card. Jeremiah Love I saw a couple years ago, and just watching his work in the college football playoff, he was the only bright spot that Notre Dame, well, against Indiana, there was a lot of good, and Jeremiah Love had that insane run in the first half, which was wild. But Jadarian Price is another guy, too, that I like. Big fan. You know what? It's been a minute since the Notre Dame Fighting Irish had first-round caliber guys, but the other time that they had one was another running back that they had. So, I mean, in recent history, I like the running backs that come out of Notre Dame, and I think Arizona getting Jeremiah Love, again, if they can block for him, and if they have a quarterback that can throw the ball, and then Jadarian Price wherever he goes in the second round. So we go to pick 26 for Al, the Buffalo Bills.
Bills.
What do you got?
Kendrick Falk.
Okay, so you have Kendrick Falk going here,
Auburn.
Any D-line up. Take it.
and we got some words coming in from Bill Cook here.
He's probably telling you you're being nasty.
No, he didn't say anything bad to me. Your father loves me.
I know, but you're being
He loves me dearly. Because I'm not a fan of DJ Moore.
That's okay.
It's not that. Listen,
we all don't have to like
I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to do well.
In particular,
All right, Tennessee's announcing the pick.
How about DJ Moore? He's
Are they going to
wildly
go like
inconsistent.
randomly like Jordan Tyson here?
Yeah. So
Oh.
Carnell Tate. What did I say?
Wow.
What did I say? What did I
So-
tell you? The Tennessee Titans love top 10 wide receiver
They do.
picks. They cannot help themselves because they never keep the guy, but they draft the guy all the time.
Yeah.
They cannot keep themselves back from drafting wide receivers in the top 10.
So I think the Giants have a pick of their top 2 right now.
Yeah, so now
you
that-
going Reese or Tyson? I think you go.
Or Styles. Yeah. So
Man, I
Carnell
think-
Tate is
I
now
don't
a
think you
Tennessee
can-
Titan.
I don't. So I'm sitting there.
So now I think the
when you were
Saints are pissed
bashing,
off.
when you were bashing DJ Moore.
Wildly
I was
inconsistent.
watching this, and Brian Daboll was celebrating, and Salah was kind of stood to the side, and I go, "Are they going Tyson or Tate here?" Because
Yeah.
you could see how excited Daboll was, and Robert Salah was just like,
Yeah. Well, what did Dayball think was going to happen? I mean, did they honestly think that Carnell Tate was going to go third?
right.
There's no way.
So yeah, I mean, they must have had this. Yeah, I don't know.
So you got Sonny Styles,
So you know what
Arvell
they
Reese,
probably-
Caleb Downs all dropping.
They
right?
probably thought the Cardinals were going to trade out of that pick, and Tate would go to like New Orleans.
I predicted Jeremiah Love here, and I told you when I predicted this that Tennessee is obsessed, cannot help themselves with taking wide receivers with the top 10
clearly
picks.
now we know it's ownership and it's not
Yeah, I
coaches
mean,
because they've
they're-
had 7 of them in 15
Yeah,
years.
they're basically going to continue to take wide receivers. They may take one next year, depending on where they are. So Carnell Tate is now a new weapon for Cam. So as we step forward here, my Bills pick at 26 if they keep it. Even if they don't, if somebody trades up here, at wide receiver 26, KC Concepcion going from Texas A&M to the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion.
Buffalo takes a receiver.
Yeah, I think they're going with KC Concepcion. I've seen it in other picks here. So 27 is the Niners. Shout out to my buddy Anthony Campbell as well as my buddy Phil. So shout out to Phil and Anthony, who both are going to be anxiously awaiting this pick. 27, San Francisco. I think they're going O-line, D-line, or wide receiver. So, yeah, I know I'm going to get food. We're live. Hi, everybody. Shout out to Jordan, one of the best people that you will find as a bartender who never fights with me and always fights with Al. So, Jordan, we appreciate you very much.
If you're gonna be done.
Yeah, I'm going to order. I got to order food as well. All right, Al. Or not Al. 27 Niners. Yeah. Yeah. What do you say?
I told her we'll put our order in like 10.
In like 10 minutes? Yeah, okay, that gives us time.
Yeah.
What do you have for 27 to the Niners? I love how we're brainstorming food while we're live. So I'm going to go to you, Cookie.
You gotta like it. You gotta
27, Cookie.
Wide
Well, I mean,
receiver.
listen, that's why we do the show at Pizza Man, so that we can eat profusely.
So I.
Denzel Boston.
That's what. Yeah.
What do you have? Denzel, you have Denzel Boston
Yeah.
too?
'Cause
So-
I think I picked Lemon. Yeah.
Okay.
Boston.
So the Niners with the 27th pick, you guys both have Boston going here. The Niners, for me, I want to take a look at the 49ers depth chart going into this
Or they
season.
go the Bizantis out of Texas Tech.
So yeah, the Niners have Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall, Christian Kirk,
That was a bad pick by me.
and so they also have George Kittle. I think the Niners.
That's a bad pick
Oh my
by
gosh,
me.
the Niners defensive line is filled with a bunch of people that I don't think are household names for you, and so I think if I'm the Niners, I'm probably going to take a defensive lineman. I'm going to say the Niners are going to take Peter Woods here. I'm going to have them take D-tackle Peter Woods.
Forgot
out of
about
Clemson.
Mike Evans. I'd like to
Yeah.
request him to change my pick.
Yeah, so go ahead. What do you have for the Niners? 27.
Colton Hood.
Colton Hood. Okay.
Tennessee.
All right. So you got Colton Hood. I got the Niners taking Peter Woods, D-tackle out of Clemson, which brings us to the 28th pick, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, they could go O-line, D-line. They could also go tight end. And I'll start with you, Cookie. Who will the Houston Texans take as they try to figure out what they can do to get back to the top of the mountain? They made a move in the offseason to get Lions' David Montgomery at running back. So they have David Montgomery. They have C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. They also have Dalton Schultz.
I think.
So will they go D-line? Will they go O-line? And I believe they have the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL right now with D-end Will Anderson Jr., who I also covered in college. So
Yeah,
what do you got?
I don't know why, even though Schultz is there, I think this is the best player available situation. I have him still there is Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah.
Tight end out of Oregon. I just think it'd be, if you can get him at 28, 29, I mean, you take it and you just roll with it.
Yeah, there's a note here that some people think the Texans will trade this pick maybe to the Arizona Cardinals to get a Ty Simpson. But if I think the Texans may very well trade this pick. But if they keep it, Al, who will the Texans take at 28?
Offensive lineman.
Okay.
Chase.
Any of them.
Yeah.
Any of the offensive linemen.
Yeah, he's taking the Bizantis out of Texas Tech, the
Okay.
guard.
So I'm going
Guard
to go.
center.
Okay, guard center. I'm going to go with Caden McDonald here, another Ohio State player, offensive tackle that falls to the Houston Texans to block for C.J. Stroud, which means that the Houston Texans the Ohio State Buckeyes will have most of their players gone from me. I think they'll have all the players gone from me that were going to be in the first round here because I have Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, and yeah, pretty much. And then I have Caden McDonald going as well, 28. So 29, the Chiefs will pick twice, 9 and 29. Who are they taking at 29? Cookie.
Omar Cooper Jr. out of wide receiver out of Indiana.
All right, Omar Cooper Jr. I got him going already, so I can't pick that one. What do you have, Al?
Cornerback from Clemson, Terrell.
Okay, I got the Chiefs taking cornerback Colton Hood, which you guys already mentioned here. So I have Colton Hood going DB, cornerback going to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is a good pick for them to take, the Tennessee Volunteers corner, which brings us to the Dolphins' second pick of the first round. They will pick 11, and they will pick 30. Who will the Miami Dolphins take at 30, Cookie? And by the way, the Giants' pick is in at 5. It just hasn't come up yet.
Oh, sorry.
I think they're going to go with the corner Chris Johnson out of San Diego State.
Okay. San Diego State. All right.
So
Al?
I had him going tackle and corner, yeah.
Tackle and corner. All right. Miami Dolphins. Al, what do you got? Going 30th.
Kenyon Sadig.
Yeah. No, you already had that's the pick.
Oh,
Yeah, it's tight end, yeah.
Yeah, you had
that's what I had before.
Delane.
Yeah.
He's got a corner. He's got Chris Johnson like I do.
Okay. So he's got a Chris Johnson. I'm also going Chris Johnson here. Cornerback is going to be going out in the draft. So I'm also going Chris Johnson. And looking at their big board, San Diego State Aztecs cornerback. I think after they see Colton Hood going, some have the Dolphins getting Colton Hood, but I think if Colton Hood is not available and gets picked right before by the Chiefs, that Chris Johnson will go to the Dolphins. They'll stay true to the position. If they can't get Hood, they'll get Johnson. Patriots, I got them needing O-line, D-line, tight end, and defensive back. Who will the Patriots take, Cookie?
Man, I'm gonna go with Cassius Howell, the edge rusher out of Texas A&M.
Okay. You got Cassius Howell.
There's Arvell Reese to the Giants.
So Arvell Reese is now a New York Football Giant. This was so how about this? David Bailey goes to the Jets, edge rusher. First edge rusher off the board in the 2026 NFL Draft. Second edge rusher, Arvell Reese, goes to the Giants, which means they'll both be calling MetLife home. They will both be there, even though they're playing for separate franchises. David Bailey and Arvell Reese will both be living in New York, New Jersey area in the same exact stadium. Who would have thunk that Reese and Bailey would be calling MetLife home? I think if you're a Giants or a Jets fan, you still got to kind of cheer that both of those guys are in the greater New York City area. So now we go to the Patriots for Al.
Well, I had Kenyon Sadig there, but I think I used him.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
pick at this point.
Yeah. So, what do you got, Al?
I think I don't even know that guy's a tackle. Ian Anchor. Cleveland trades pick to Kansas City.
Okay, so
That means they might want Tyson.
okay, so Cleveland has traded the 6th overall pick to Kansas City, which means Kansas City will move up from 9 to 6.
Now, does this tell you they want?
Does that mean
want
that?
Tyson? If they're like, man, Tate went, we
Yeah.
can't. Because I think there is a gap after Tyson at receiver.
Yeah, so I think either Mekhi Lemon or Jordan Tyson is going to go to the Chiefs now. With a pick being traded by Cleveland to Kansas City with a 6th overall. So I'm going to go for the Patriots at 31. And I think the Patriots could go tight end here. I think they could go offensive line here. They could go O-tackle here. They could also go guard here. So, man, I'm going to say Blake Miller out of Clemson, offensive guard,
Good pick.
to the to the New England Patriots. So I'm going to put Blake Miller, offensive guard out of Clemson, who's been on the show. Which brings us to the reigning national champion, Seahawks. I think they need a running back, arguably, or a defensive back. Who will the Seahawks take to round out the top 32?
I mean, this is definitely a best player available. I think at this position you either move out or you go Max Ian Anchor out of the offensive tackle out of Arizona State. He might be the best player available.
Yeah, they could go there.
And that's, I mean, I just think if they stay there, they could very well move back to like 35 and avoid that extra year. So I think, but right now, if they stay put, I'm going to go Ian Anchor out of Arizona State.
Okay. All right. Al, what do you have to round out your picks for the top 32?
I had Howell.
You have Howell?
Cassius Howell, yeah.
Cassius Howell. Okay. I mean, I'm all over the place here for this last pick. So I'm going to say best available offensive lineman. And I think I'm going to go with Arizona State's Ian Aker. I thought about going edge, but I think going offensive lineman, offensive tackle out of Arizona State, Max Ian Aker, why not, right? You want to make sure that Sam Darnold, as he gets a little bit older here, you want him to stay healthy. So I'm going to have Ian Aker rounding out the top 32, which means we had a ton of players in the trenches, offensive and defensive linemen. We had some linebackers or hybrid players. We had a bunch of DBs. We had multiple wide receivers, only one running back, Jeremiah Love, and we will now carry the Chiefs pick, which is the first trade of the night, as the Chiefs traded the 6th pick, the Browns traded the 6th pick, so the Browns are now going to get the 9th overall. They're going to get a 3rd rounder, and they're going to get another pick, and the Chiefs are going to get the 6th. So the Chiefs give up 3 picks to move up 3 picks.
That's a Tate rush. It feels like
Yeah, so this feels like it's got to be a wide receiver here. And we're going to carry this one for you here before we hop out. So we will tell you the in-game analysis here. And I'm going to carry the analysis of the top 32 picks into tomorrow morning's broadcast as well. So we believe Kansas City's going Mekhi Lemon or Jordan Tyson, that they traded up to get a wide receiver after seeing Carnell Tate go so early to the Tennessee Titans, who can't help themselves but to draft. And they go Mansour Delane. So they went up 3 picks to get a corner that we thought was going to drop. I had Mansour Delane going 12th. So that's a head scratcher, but should make Cookie happy because the Chiefs might have made a weird pick there. So that's a strange idea, Chiefs. Maybe they're going to make a play for Tyreek Hill and bring him back. Who knows? But with that being said, from Pizza Man Pub on the stage on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York, Wake Up Call is here every single month. We're here with the Baldwinsville Bees, shouting out those Bees every single opportunity that we can. And for this 2026 NFL Draft, with the Beeville Bills backers president, Jeff Cookie Cook, for the national champion defensive lineman, NFL player as well, and played with the Pitt Panthers and won a championship with Tony Dorsett, Al Romano, and for myself, Dan Tortora, your host of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You've been with us on all of our channels, and we will be there to carry the entire assessment of the top 32 picks in the NFL Draft. We continue the conversation from tonight into tomorrow morning, and we will see you bright and early Friday, April 24th, between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both / WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. So I will say this to you, and I appreciate you tremendously. God bless, no stress. Do your best. Gentlemen, thank you for making this just as fun as Italy.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you. Love y'all. Have a good night.
We'll talk with you all soon. Take care. Al, you got some words? Anything you'd like to finish with?
No, I worked too hard today. I'm real tired.
All right. Al's very tired, and I'm hitting end before he